fellow humans, it's just Martine. Cool, so a couple months ago, I was on TikTok and I saw one TikTok that gave me this whole idea, and I didn't even check if this type of video has been done, but I'm going to do it now anyway, in spite of my lack of research. The research I did do is on these pages of the notebook. So basically, I saw a productivity hack TikTok, and I was like, cool, I'm here for this. Everybody has been making videos of TikTok hacks, things they've learned on TikTok, trying them out. Productivity hacks are my type of thing to test. So we're going to do it. We're going to test some of it took me quite a while to try and find these on Productivity Talk, which I don't think has launched very well in the whole scheme of TikTok. I think it's suffering a little bit, in my opinion. From what I saw, it's not nearly as popular as things that are not Productivity Talk. Anyway, so I have this whole list of TikTok time management strategies that I'm going to be trying this week, and I'm going to tell you if they're worth your time, if they helped me at all, if I think they'll help other people who are not me, etc., etc., etc. I did try one before this because I was like, if any of them are going to be a real waste of my time, I think it's going to be this, because I'm pretty sure I already know how I feel about it. And that is that this one person was like, do you need to get stuff done? Here's this cool app you never knew about before. And it's just the Focus Keeper app, and I'd heard about it before. I think I'd even tried it once several years ago, and I was like, this is not for me. And so I re-downloaded it again, and I tried it again, and I concur that it is not for me. What is the Focus Keeper app? It's just an app specifically taking up your phone storage to help you use the Pomodoro technique. If you've never heard of the Pomodoro technique, it's basically this concept where for 25 minutes you work and then you get a 5-minute break, and then you do that a couple of times, and after the 4th time you get a longer break, and then you continue like that all day. So here's the thing, I can do like one full Pomodoro, the like 4 Pomodoro sessions with small breaks in between and then a long break. I cannot start again after that. Mentally fried, I can't do it. Long break notwithstanding, can't do it. So anyway, I tried it with this app, and I'm so happy that now I can delete it from my phone now that I've talked about it with you, because this didn't help me at all pretty much. Like, I got work done during it. I got through one full Pomodoro per usual and then stopped. And here's the thing. Okay, this was free, yes, but there are free Pomodoro timers literally everywhere on the internet. There are ones with fun, calming, ambient sounds on YouTube. You just have to look it up. You don't need a whole app dedicated to this. You don't need it to be taking up your space and time. Second of all, if I want to turn the screen off to conserve some semblance of battery in my phone, I have to make sure that my phone is off of Do Not Disturb. My phone is almost always on Do Not Disturb. The problem is that then, while I'm working, I know that I get notifications, and that's distracting. So it doesn't actually keep my focus. It is the opposite of that. I didn't like it. We're moving on to the next one. Give this video a like. A new day, a new TikTok hack. I would just like to say, I might have already given this disclaimer, but if I didn't, these are not just things people came up with on TikTok. A lot of these are pretty common, but I wanted to specifically test what information was being handed out on TikTok, and so I'm doing this. Okay, so today's hack is the ABCDE list. According to this hack, there are 5 categories of things. A are the things that you must do. B are the things that you should do. C are things that are nice to do. D are things to delegate, and E are things to eliminate. Personally, I don't know why I would put things I don't have to do on my to-do list. Like, if I can make someone else do it, like truly make someone else do it, or if I don't need to do it at all, I genuinely don't know why I would write it down. Like, why would I waste my time with that? So I didn't write out any D's or E's today because I don't have any on my list. But I did go A through C, and I made my list, and I actually forced myself to really consider, is this something I absolutely have to do today? Or is it something that I'm telling myself I should do today? I already can tell that this is not probably going to be the system for me, for a couple reasons. One, I think by telling myself that I must do things that I don't actually really urgently have to do on a day, like making that list 1 or 2 items longer than the actuality is, I often get myself to be ahead or comfortably paced on something, on an assignment, on a project, on a goal. When I see technically I don't have to do that today, my motivation to do that thing disappears. Additionally, in this method, you do the A's first. I like to skip around in importance of my task to give my brain a break, because usually the things that are most urgent are the things that are difficult. So I like to give my brain space to breathe. For instance, in my A list, I have like thesis, literature outline. Cool. That's a pretty big task. In my nice to do, I have finish my job application. Now, the way that this is set up, I have to do the A first. I have to finish the A's first. Then I need to go to the B's, and then I need to go to the C's. I have to go linearly. I have to do my whole thesis outline before I can do my memory training and my writing and this quiz that's due on Wednesday and my habits. And then if I still have energy after that, then I can finish my job application. When if I had just done like 5 minutes of job application in between breaks of this other thing, like I probably could have gotten both done instead of just one. That's how my brain works. It's not multitasking, that's my break, is doing a lighter task. So I can't do that. I do need to make one amendment. I cannot just go straight through the A's and then move on to like the B's and then the C's, because the A's, things that I must do today include like going to class. My classes are not in a row. So like I'll have to sprinkle these B's throughout the A's, right? So that's where I'm at. We'll see what this does for me and I'll report back to you at the end of the day. But I don't really have high hopes, not gonna lie, because my brain doesn't work like this. But if you're looking at this tactic and you're like, my brain might work like that, that's why I'm testing this for you. I'm testing it, does it do what it's supposed to do? If it does, then I'll recommend it for you. If not, we'll see. Let me tell you every reason why I hate this method. Okay, the main one I already touched on earlier. Simply put, my brain does not work like this. I felt defeated all day. I had my to-do list and I was going through them, and I got through all the A's and all but one of the B's, and that's just my habits, and I should finish that before I go to bed. But because I have this list of things that would be nice to accomplish today, I feel like a failure. Except, here's the thing. On a normal day, this would have been my to-do list. Like if I wasn't doing this method, I would have just done this. I would have said, this is what I'm going to do because that is the number of things that I know I can do in a day. That's what I would have thought. Instead, I had to think, what do I have to do today? What should I do today? What would it be really nice if I had the time to do it today? And then I'm going to write it all down on a list, but some of it I'm not going to cross off because I only have the time to do the things that I really have to do, right? Okay, I didn't like it. Okay, this was a day with a long to-do list, right? But first of all, I broke things up. Like I had to finish my Wednesday video. This was on a Tuesday, so I had to upload my Wednesday video. So I had to watch it, I had to export it, I had to make the thumbnail, I had to upload and schedule it. Great, and that was one task. So first I broke things up. Then I put things of varying priorities and varying difficulties. I skipped around, I did them. So yes, this was a long list. I accomplished it all because when I was making this list, I thought, this is a long list of things I know I can accomplish today. This is a list of things I for sure knew I wouldn't get to some of these today. I don't like that feeling. Who likes that feeling? No. No. We'll try again tomorrow. Not this tactic, another tactic. We'll try again tomorrow. I would say, if you're the type of person who is bad at figuring out your priorities and thus the things that are priorities don't get done for you, this would be a good system. But a better system than that, which a lot of TikToks mentioned, but I didn't include because it is just so commonly mentioned everywhere, is the Eisenhower matrix. Look it up if you don't know what it is. If you have trouble prioritizing, do that. Don't do this. I didn't like this. Okay. Another day, another TikTok time management hack. Buckle up, I'm excited for this one. Okay, so first I'm going to explain this one, and then I'm going to tell you why I think it's a good strategy. So it basically goes like this. You have two categories of things to get done. You have urgent things, and you have a parking lot. And the parking lot is basically like, it would be nice to get this done today, right? Like I would feel really good if I accomplished this today. So you split those two up, and then you do it like this. You set a timer for 30 minutes. You work on something, anything from the urgent list. Then, after the 30 minutes is up, you set a 30-minute timer. You work for 30 minutes on something from the parking lot list. And then you take a 15-minute break, and then you repeat the whole thing, just over and over and over again, and get as much work done as you can. Here's why I like this idea. First of all, I find it helpful to work in work sprints where you're working for a certain set of time before you're moving on to something else. Because otherwise I feel like you can just sit there and get bogged down by whatever you're doing and you never progress through your schedule for the day. So I like that. Second of all, I like that it does incorporate distinguishing your priorities, saying like this is urgent or has to get done today, and this would be nice too. But as much as I love seeing those different priorities, I also love being able to switch between the two so that you are not only accomplishing urgent things in a day, which is what I felt like happened in the last method. It felt like you were focusing so much on the urgent things that you never got to the things that would feel really good to accomplish in that day. So it's a spread, it flips back and forth. It also incorporates specific breaks, which I like. So it's kind of vaguely modeled after the Pomodoro method, but also not really its own twist. I like calling the nice to get done list the parking lot. I don't know why, I just think that's fun. And I'm hoping to get a lot of good stuff done today. Let's get to it. Alrighty, it's the next day, but I never gave you a wrap up of what happened yesterday. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about this parking lot method. On the whole, I really liked this. I feel like I accomplished things that weren't like really on my to-do list, like they were, but they weren't, just things that it was really nice to get done. I also felt like there was more of a balance, which I hadn't had the day before. The one thing I would have to say is, I don't know about you, but personally, what would probably work better for me, because I felt like even though it was nice to give time to the less urgent things, I still feeling anxious about the fact that I wanted to get back to the urgent things, right? So I think what would work better is 30 minutes of urgent, 15 minutes of parking lot, 5-minute break. Because also I like never took the full 15-minute break because I was anxious to get started again. So 30, 15, 5, repeat. I feel like that would work better for me. If you think even relatively like me in terms of work, maybe consider that one instead of the 30, 30, 15, because those chunks were too long for me all around. Today, the technique goes like this. You make a list of things that you want to do, and you make a list of things that you have to do. I only made a list of things that I have to do because I already know what I want to do in my free time. Like, I want to read, I want to watch YouTube, I want to watch Netflix, right? So I don't need to make that list. But basically, I made a list of things that I want to do. No. So basically, I made a list of the things that I have to do, and I estimated how long each of the tasks was going to take. Looking at this now, with the estimates that I have, I definitely don't have time for all of this today because I couldn't estimate the time that class would take and then put leftover time because class is going to take the full time. I put all these other things, and looking at them now, I'm like, there's no way I could get all of this done. But I also feel like I can't because I'm overestimating this time on purpose to put leftover time. So then with your leftover time, you do things that you want. And you can either use that time as you go along or save it up and use it later. So I don't know how I'm going to handle it yet, but I guess I'm going to get started with some of these things and I'll let you know how it goes. I would say that this video is maybe not such a great look on me. It's a whole day later. I never updated you on how the last TikTok time management hack went, but I'm going to now, and then I'm going to wrap up the video because I have thoughts. Right, so here's yesterday's to-do list where I did the thing I wrote at the time. So I had a couple issues with this one. First, I probably should have done it looking back on it, on a day where I didn't have like specific events that I had to go to. Because the thing about me and how my brain works is when I have specific events to go to, I'm doing stuff before that time, and then I hit a patch where I'm like, done this one thing, but it's not time to leave yet, and I have these awkward few minutes, and I do stuff in those moments. And then I arrive somewhere, but the thing that I'm going there to do hasn't started yet, so I have an awkward couple minutes there to do things. Additionally, I don't time myself doing things. I just don't. And I gave it a shot the other day, and it really didn't work. I would set a stopwatch timer, and then for, say, reading Moonwalking with Einstein, and then I would hit a part where I had to stop and go do something, and so I would pause it and be like, I'll restart the stopwatch later, and then I didn't. And so I had this whole column where I was supposed to fill out the leftover time that I had, and I just didn't fill out that column. I also didn't accomplish a whole range of things because I wanted to make sure I was like testing this properly, and so I put like more things on the list even though I also had class, and I just really didn't have the time to do those things, so then I just felt bad at the end of the day. Even though I accomplished all of those things today, so go me. But I also didn't use any of this leftover time because like by the end of the day, I had no leftover time, and when I had time to relax, I used it. I wasn't gonna count it or whatever. So this is my normal to-do list. I made this today. You see, I have events at the top, and then I had stuff like take out my trash. Okay, that's an important one, but it's manageable. And then I had the things that I needed to do. Look, aside from the one meeting I have in like 20 minutes, I crossed all of them out. I did all of them. You can see when I did my seminar reading, I split it into 1 and 2. I broke it into smaller chunks. In my head, I knew it was a priority. So the first thing that I did was these seminar reads and the reflection paper that went along with it. Then I did those other things. I didn't order them in a particular order that was most important or anything. I just knew. In my brain, I thought, that's due tomorrow, so it's clearly the priority. I'm not saying that if you have to write your priorities down, if there's anything wrong with you. I am saying that that is not how my brain works, and without trying to, my brain often orders things as to what is most urgent and important. And so writing it down is a waste of time or not helpful or something along those lines. But I do think this method would be good if you, say, have a whole day where you're in charge of your whole schedule, you're not meeting up with anyone, you don't have class or anything, any meetings at a specific time, and you just have like you want to put 5 things on a list, estimate the time it's going to take, and then give yourself the leftover time. That would be fine. That was not the case, and I honestly think that that is almost nobody's life. But if you think that would work for you, I urge you, try it out. For all of these hacks, if you think it would work with you and your style of how you get things done, do it. But I have to say, none of these worked how I wanted them to for me. The parking lot one was, I think, the one that got the closest to really working for me. But again, I think I would do 30, 15, 5 instead of 30, 30, 15. The other ones often just made me feel bad about myself, and the focus keeper or whatever, you don't need a specific app for that. Even if it's free, like, you don't need to waste your storage on that, frankly. So what did I learn? I learned that people say things on the internet about how to be productive, and honestly, I don't know why they speak with such confidence, including myself, because everybody's different. So anyway, if you learned something from this video, please comment down below. What did you learn? Even if it's just that TikTok time management hacks are not helpful, or if you found maybe a new strategy that you think will work for you, I'd love to know which one. It will give me insight into your brain, and it would just be interesting. This is my notebook with cats in boots on it. I hope you enjoy seeing that. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and comment down below all those things I said to you, or just say hi. I love hearing from you guys in the comments, so feel free to chat with me down below. And subscribe for more reading, writing, and college lifestyle content. And until next time, bye humans, bye!